Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Again, I'm still here on the project, building capacity around my mouth, but I got something to back it up. What do you think? Let's discuss it.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
L'Amérique a pas bloqué nous. Quand il y a Sylvie, il a quoi que j'ai vous payé presse. L'Amérique a pas bloqué. T'as mon bien de moi avec moi nous deux. En somme à plus. On va battre au moins néo. Mon temps dit est à nous mouiller. On s'abat de faire moins d'histoire. abela lokan yo kagbo so adulo hey awaye ati oro a wa ya o abela lokan yo níbi tó jọba yìí níbi tó nọba máa ti sì mọ̀ pé yóò mọ́nàjà jíjí wọ́n pè sàmẹ́ fọ́ sí o sí ti kọ́lẹ́ animateur ṣoko nọ́ská yà sẹ́ndé tó yé bi lọ́ máa tún fẹ́ fún mi vito àní tẹ́lẹ̀ gbé.
Corruption is a cancer, is a disease that deprives countries and people in countries of their rights, and also it drains countries of their economy. It misplaces the economy, and it creates problem for people in the country, deprive them of their rights. And I think if Africans fight corruption and they see that their economies are managed properly, there'll be a lot of peace because it will bless a lot more people.
Good evening, folks. Samson to Liberia Public Radio. Welcome to many of you that are listening and watching. Thank you for joining us. We want to thank you. Please share this video as much as possible. We'd like for many brothers and sisters to join us to have a conversation here tonight. We've been away for quite a while, but we're here. And we say thank you for your continued support. We say thank you for everything that you do and continue to do. Thank you. Let's follow each other. Let's continue to pray for one another. Safety, Lord Jesus. We want to thank you again this evening. We want to thank you for giving us this wonderful life. Lord Jesus, over the weekend, we went to Minnesota to bury our brother. We ask, my God, that you step in, comfort the family, comfort the wife, comfort the kids. My goodness, my Lord. Thank you for opening our eyes. We say to all of those that are hurt, God is the only way out. Let's continue to show ourselves to God. Let's continue to pray. Let's continue to believe that God has the ability to comfort all of us. And I want to say in this public manner that all the family members in Liberia, in the diaspora, that will continue to trust God. Yes, sometimes you want to ask questions, but God knows. And we ask that God protect him and that whatever he is, that he rests in perfect life, because the life he lives was exemplary. The life he lives was life that many people want to emulate. And so, Brother Jerry, we say goodbye for now. Until we meet again, we pray that God will give you guidance as well. Again, folks, Samson Toll, Liberia Public Radio. My God, we again come to you this evening to please continue to bless the Republic of Liberia, bless the people of the Republic of Liberia, Bless the leadership of the Republic of Liberia. Give them wisdom to do what is good. Give them wisdom to do what is good for our people. My Lord, Liberia is a place that we all believe in. And because of you, Liberia is there. We want to thank you. My Lord, we ask you this morning, this evening, this afternoon, whatever time the people are, but we ask that you bless the host country, the United States of America. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. Okay, folks, thank you. Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Please share this video as much as you can. Please share it. We will be going to politics here, as usual. The 100 days is about very close to an end now, so we're going to be doing it. Quite recently, I work here, and I'm not trying to toot my own house, but why not? Why not? I work for it. So quite recently, we went to Eureka, where we're doing a bridge project. And my job on that bridge project was to give them the alignment. I have to calculate it. Not just something you give. You tell them how long the alignment is going to be, where you conform on both sides. That will be good. Yeah. Walter Cutter and Breakable the money. You see, I can see yourself. Your sedition. I don't see her. What you say, don't matter. You can write all the book you want to write. You think I can see yourself? I don't see her. I can tell that this night is going to be a tough one. I have a Walter Cutter already writing. Welcome back 100 days for failure. Okay, but anyhow, let's go up. So while we were in the project, we have done another project. We're going to go back again. We've done another project on Smith River Bridge. And my job usually is to provide the alignment. I provide the horizontal alignment. I provide the vertical alignment. And I'm also providing I do the detail of widening the road, the thickness of the road, and everything else. Okay? Now, Geotech will come out and tell me what structure section to use based on the soil condition, what have you. So they'll tell me what to use, but how I use it is me. How much I want to use, they'll tell me how thick they want. But where do I put that thickness? It's me. So all of those things I did, and they're building the bridge. I think I showed them the last time. But what I want to do here, and I'm not doing it to show, to say this is what I do and this is what I don't do. I know Walter Cutter has put out something here. But in this 100 days, things that I'm seeing, this is what I'm going to use. This is coming from Public Work Ministry. You see this? Republic of Liberia, Ministry of Public Work. This is the feeder road process, how to maintain and how to do the feeder road. A Swedish government provided this. The minister that is there now, he was then Deputy Minister for Administration. So he is quite aware of this document. But they are not using this document to do work on the road. Okay? So, and after the 100 days, what I'm seeing, the picture that I'm seeing for these engineers, and I'm going to write my own little brother who is also in charge, and probably a very good friend. I consider him a little brother. But this has nothing to do with friendship. That has nothing to do with relationship. If they're not doing it well, it is my job to point it out, and I will do so. Because things that I'm looking at right now, they are not the way they're supposed to be. Okay? And so we will talk about it. All right? So we will talk about it. So in the next, and when the 100 days is over, I will lay out everything here. Hopefully by then I will have got some information from the folks from Public Work. So over the weekend, like I stated here, we were in Minnesota to bury a brother who is very close to all of us. Let me bring these two gentlemen in who have joined us here this evening. That's Mr. Josh and Mr. Barker. So, Mr. Josh, wow, my people. They may not see here that combated like that. That's not something for nothing. He came from Atlanta. Alfonso and myself were over there. We met with Sissy and Terry King. Mr. Josh, I way in Atlanta. The next thing, my phone was beeping. I look at the text, he said, come outside, I'm outside. I said, what, Emon Josh, outside where? Here? He said, yes. I said, but okay, I don't believe it, but I'll go look anyway. So I got up we were having a funeral service, so I got up, went outside. Emon just standing there. Oh, Mr. Josh, I was so happy to see you guys. I was so happy to see you guys. Thank you for coming, Mr. Josh. We appreciate it. This is all family. We're all family. Then Terry showed up later.
Oh, we had to find Terry.
The other person that was this, but then I got to praise him here tonight. He did a wonderful job of the program. That Mr. So, he was behind the camera the entire time. He didn't act proud to say I'm the CEO. I can't do this. Mr. told you here, why can you do this? He stood behind the camera and did everything for the last 2-3 days. Everything behind the camera. Mm-hmm. And I really, really want to appreciate that. Having said that, let me dig in a little bit. So, the only person who don't want to hang with us, Mr. So, he taught Emma George to handle us. When we took Emma George in the room, that was Terry, Sissy, and myself, we took Emma George in the room. Emma George, where your knee? I know. The three liberals was together. Emma George was there. But Mr. George, thank you, my brother. Mr. George was there to sympathize with the family, and it was very, very good. I've been happy before, but when I saw the three of them, including Mr. So, I was so happy to see Mr. George. I was so happy. Oh my goodness, the amount of I said, okay, go sit down with me. I forgot that Mr. George have other friends over there that he need to mingle with. So I put him in. I said, let's go sit on the bench. He sat down a little bit. People calling, why are you now? Why? He said, Mr. Toe, I gotta go. I said, okay. But I was so happy. So Mr. George, thank you very much. And these are things when friends, all of us here have relatives, friends, family. So these kinds of stuff, when you see people around, it just brings joy to all of us. And thank you very much, Mr. George, for taking up your time from all the way to Atlanta to come to Minnesota for this funeral. We appreciate it. Thank you.
I want to say thank you to you, Mr. Soul, Terry, and Sissy. Sissy was the one that hosted me. And I want to say a big shout out to Sissy and his wife.
Yes.
I mean, I can't pay Sissy back. When I pick up the phone, I call this young man. He said, okay, the next thing he called me, he said, but who picking up from the airport? So he said, okay, I will come for you. And he came for me to the airport.
Yeah.
Straight to the funeral, went home, ate. I mean, we had a very good time. And yesterday again, he took me all around. Right. Back to the airport. So, Sissy, I just want to say thank you. And this is why I always say,
that young man, he has a good
we don't have to be blood related. Yeah. But sometimes the thing we do for one another is more than a brother and sisters. Right. That always be my saying. I said, the people who you're not related to now are blood. Sometimes they do more for you than your own brother and sister. Right. Yeah, and Mr. So, he's a family man. He was there. From Thursday, he went there. And this morning, he left. So, I mean, those are the things that people can do, that people remember them, Right. He was there and make sure everything that program will cover, He did extremely well.
Just for family members back home to be able to watch. Yeah. So he was there, he did all of the coverage the entire time. But what was interesting, though, all the time we've been on this show and been talking to Sissy, I didn't know that Sissy was connected to Jerry that much.
Yeah, he was in church.
Yeah. So the church took over, and sisters were one of those that was standing guard over the body the entire time. They changed place, you know. So I'm really
Look,
very happy with that, and I want to say thank to Sissy as well.
this man, someone never met him. But people that are over there, they spoke highly about that man. Say that man, he had a principles. If you say A, it's A.
Yes. Yes.
There was one guy who met, we're talking. The guy said, look how they funeral, look how they play park. He said, when the people wanted to sell the church, he said it was Mr. Jerry who stood up and said, no way. He said, people talking to court. And the guy said, yes, man, the same people here today, who could not talk to this man? He said, today you see the church, it was because this man, he's saying he talked. He said, this is like people, we cannot, the church will not be sold. He said, people got mad with Jerry. They're talking to court, but he said, no way. And today, he said, the church is standing. So, and I always say, I say, my uncle used to tell me, say, hey, you want to know good man, let that man die. You will see the funeral. He said the funeral will tell you how that person lived their life. And that place was packed, nowhere for people to sit.
Right.
People came from all over. You know.
And one of the things about him is Alfonso first cousin.
Yeah.
And in Boston district, in as much as he was involved with Boston district, what many of us didn't know that he was high. I know he was discipline level, I know that, but that he was highly connected to things of God. So when he became board chair, he told Mr. So to say, look, you're the president, which is good, but not because you're my cousin. Fasten. When I get missing out of the thing, I will blow the horn. So one time, there was a convention. So Mr. So, he said, I'm going to put a budget together. I was working with Mr. So at the time, as an advisor. So we put a budget together, and in the budget, we added some money for stationery. So you call Alfonso. He said, y'all want me, a board chair, to release money for you to buy stationery for Boston District Association convention? I said, yeah, but that was part of the budget. He said, you're going to buy a pencil and things like that. Come able to bring one. You're not talk to me. I'm going to give you, I'm not giving you a faster. Don't go buy your own. Mr. Susan, but that's the government, that's the association. He said, no, I'm not doing it. We're trying to raise funds to help people. And he's talking about you can't buy stationery. Then what will be up? But what Mr. told you right there, why you can't buy the stationery for your I said, I'm not doing it. And he didn't do it. When we started the Boston radio, he was instrumental in having this radio station, Boston Radio, that of course came back on to become. Sister Goya, good evening, welcome. We hope you could join us, but if you're busy, that's fine. You did an excellent job. Not only are you a good mathematician, but you have a good heart. That's why God gave you the brain to work the way you're working. You got a good heart, my son. You're a nice man. You have a good heart, and you have a beautiful wife too. I will tell them the story. You want me to tell them the story? Say no or yes right now. Or else my mom will start licking you. So anyhow, the Boston Radio. So Nathaniel Crypaw, who is the station manager, proposed that because he's into these. Love it. He's into these electronic stuff at the time. Before that, there was only one Liberian internet radio here. That means that my knee. The radio station was in Washington, D.C. They didn't last long. So Mr. Crypaw picked it up. And then we became the second Liberian all over the world, the second Liberian internet radio. It was Boston Radio. And we went on air, started broadcasting live on air. But if you have an internet, you'll be able to listen to us. And we did that for years. But he was, at the time, the board chair and agreeing and then to release the money to be able to purchase the Boston radio program stuff, all that we did. And he was such a nice person. But another thing I say before we can move on, the fact that Jerry was a churchman, highly disciplined in the thing of God. I want to believe now, just by going back and re-examining some of his engagement with me and other people, I think he suffered in our hands. Even though myself, I'm a God person, but I don't think I'm at that level. So he couldn't come into Boston District, which is a district organization. You can get Muslim in there, you can get Buddha, you can get atheists, people who don't believe in God to be part of that. So he didn't want to put God business on his face. But the fact that he got clean heart. So when he comes to us to have a conversation, always discipline. We have to do the right thing. Not once did I listen to Jerry to preach God issue, to say we got to do it because God said no. So I truly believe that when he used to come in to have conversation with us, because the association has a nasty breakout one time, and it took us almost 3 years. And Jerry was involved, going to meeting from this point to that point. It took us 3 years to bring it back together. The thing was, he couldn't bring the God business inside.
No,
and
he said, God business different from the law, the Constitution.
Yes.
One of the guys said, the pastor said that they would tag everybody must pay tax. If not so, he said, Mr. Jerusalem said, it's not constitutional that when people don't pay tax, they must be punished. They said, God, he said, no. You look at the law and look what the Bible says. Why you say when people don't pay tax, you expel them? So,
yeah.
And the guy one time he said, this is the thing he said we used to like about this man here. They say even in the church, you would tell the pastor, you did that wrong. This is what the law said, this is what the Bible said.
Yeah, that's Jerry.
And I mean, I didn't meet him, but
oh my goodness,
talking to people.
A day before he died, he was at a conference, a teleconference on Boston District, because we have 2 people in the district organization that were causing so much headache. And I was going to go and have a conference because I'm a member and I'm one of the others in the community. And I was going to ask these people to excuse themselves from the association. So one of the former presidents suggested to me, why don't you call Uncle Jerry? And then when you and he put together, I think they will go where I say, yes, I forgot all that. I call him. The first question he said, Samson, you can be serious. You're not even the president. You're just an advisor. You're not even an advisor. You're the president, you're advisor, you're not there again. Then you're going to go, what gave you right now to call meeting and say you want to do X, Y, and Z? You can't do that. We're going to have to find ways. So he and I will stay on the phone for almost an hour trying to strategize. And anyhow, before that Friday, Thursday night, they had a meeting. And he texted me. I'm not going to read it now. But he texted me to say that they were planning to go to Philadelphia. So he called me that, I think it was Wednesday. He called me and said, we're going to be going to Philadelphia. So I said, but Jerry, the time is too short for me to put ticket and all that. He said, but I'm from Boston District. So I too was scheduling myself there to go. So that Thursday they had a meeting, and people who were at the conference, teleconference, they said he was very angry with those people and that the situation had to be resolved. Friday morning, Alfonso called me and said, Jerry is no more. And that was a very shocking situation. But that's who he was. He was just straight. And we had a issue in the Boston District Association where most of the people, they didn't want constitution. They want rotation. So that this time, that clan, they'll go by clan, that they clan time, that the other clan time, that the other clan time. Jerry said, no. It's an association. There is a clan show or clan association. They say Boston District Association. we're going to go by Constitution. And Jerry was instrumental in putting the Constitution together. Another guy that was involved, Jerry Bade, and a few other people were able to put the Constitution together. And Boston District is here. Let me bring in Mr. Jones. Boston District is here. But I would say all of these things here to say that our brother is no more. We were able to go over there and have him buried. And we thank God for that. We thank God for all of those that were there. The likes of Sissy Boyer, who at that particular time, if you didn't know who he was, you would think, say, he's one of the brother of Jerry Zier, because he was so much involved. And I want to thank you. Dr. June, thank you for joining us. So that's it. And hopefully, Mr. Soul, I'm not too sure if he's able to join us now, because most likely he's still traveling. And even if he's not traveling, he most likely tired. That's yeah, he was
lost the rental car key.
The what?
The rental car key.
He misplaced it.
He misplaced it yesterday. Get this thing running up and taking people to the airport back and forth.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was ready up and down.
Yeah. I can tell.
He tired. I know he got to rest.
Yeah. But anyway, thank you guys. Thank you for joining us. We will continue to talk about Jerry from time to time. He's one of those that does not like to be something like to come on show like this, and because I tried talking to him, he ain't no Samson. Let me just stay in the background, but he was very effective in the background. But anyhow, thank you guys for joining me. Let me talk a little bit about my tabata here tonight. When the 100 days over, let me pull it up again. When the 100 days over, I'm going to take this. They have a booklet from the Minister of Public Works that was supplied to them by the Swedish company, to the government of the Republic of Liberia, how to rehab feeder road, which Liberia, the entire country roadway is a feeder road as far as I'm concerned, but how to rehab roads, major highways and stuff like that. And if you look at what these people are doing now from the pictures that I'm seeing, most of the work that is being done, they're deviating from this book that I'm going to go into. And that will be something. But here's another thing I want to say here before I move on. Before the weekend, Tuesday, I was seeing how do you call it, Eureka on my project, and this is what I have in there. Let's play it. And this is why I said I'm not taking back seat to any engineer, specifically roadway engineer. I'm not taking back seat to nobody. What I get, I don't even get associate. I don't even get a GED, but I know my work, and I'm not taking back seat to nobody, especially when it comes to roadway. I will argue my point, not necessarily that I will be right, because engineering has a lot of formulas involved, and I might miss one or two numbers, but my number will come close. Like Dr. Vienna will always say, meta okay when we're in class, when you do all your calculations, and you have to do your calculation with the drawing showing what you're trying to achieve, and he will say meta okay. Calculation may be a little bit off, but nobody gonna fall off of it. The meta okay. So that's why I'm not taking the back seat. But listen to this one here, please. Then we can move on, folks. I'm gonna have Robert introduce me to you guys this morning. This is the Congolese, my little brother, who also a professional engineer, working with me. We've been working together for the last 20 years or so. So Robert, introduce me to this group here. Who am I? What do I do here?
This is Samson. He's the lead designer on this bridge replacement project. He's one of the most accomplished engineers in the entire office. So when there is a project that has a level of complexity that nobody else can solve, guess who they come to? Mr. To, the boy from Town. So put some respect to his name. He knows what he's doing.
And on a very serious note, whenever we go to a meeting and I have to do a presentation, I don't care who is in the meeting. My name is Samson To. I'm from Town, Boston District, Branch County, Republic of Liberia. Every meeting that I go to, I don't care who is there. Whether I be the director, whether I be the governor, I don't care. I'll tell them who I am. I mean, I'm not going to be shy. And that's how he saw you there talking about the boy from Total, because everybody in the office knows Samson told from Total. So, but anyhow, but on a very serious note, we campaign heavily here for this government. We said that this government under President Baka has the ability to achieve a lot. I will contact my little brother in Liberia, who is also involved. When I say little brother, he's a friend, but I'm older than him. But I call him senior engineer, and he's pretty much in charge. I will contact him. I stay away from them. I stay away from because I don't want no job. So I've never when he got the job, I congratulated him and told him, if you need help, just give me a call. He hasn't done that, so I figure he doesn't need help. So I stay away from him. Before the week is over, I'm going to send him a message and explain to him that the 100-day is about over. And from all indication, things that I'm seeing that's being done to this role, and I will tell him about this feeder role publication, because I know he knows about it, and I will explain to him that they're not using it the kinds of blueprint. This is a blueprint for feeder role rehab, and they are not utilizing that. And it's easy. They're not doing that. Even they made the super elevation calculation so easy. A baby who is not an engineer should be able to understand that. They're not doing that. They're just grading, using grader to grade the roll, and they think said that's going to be fine. I'll point it out to him, and I will tell him, unless you guys can show me anything else, and I'll give him a date. After the 100th day, I will be doing my show, and I will bring these things up, and your name will be mentioned. Even though you're my friend, you're like a little brother to me. Because when I went to Liberia, every time I go to Liberia, he will bring me on ELBC to have conversation live. So he's a good engineer as well. But for some reason, they are not doing that. And I will mention that to them. So that's what I want to bring out. That's my tabata for this evening. I'm waiting for the 100 days. Let's go to you, Mr. George. What is on your plate?
This something caught my attention that the director of USAID in Liberia is accusing the government of mismanaging $14 million for the health fund in Liberia.
So what news, Mr. George?
Huh?
What is news in that? We know all of those things.
It's not about it's not about what is new in that. What the issue is, how these people continue to misuse and ill-treat our people. But they come back to say, oh, we are the rightful people who are doing the right thing. I heard when Nigeria trying to push back, say that's not true. When Nigeria was Minister of Health, I think got 2 or 3 clinic hospitals in Monrovia. Can she show how she was buying no drugs for those hospitals and charging people $? Now you say, oh, what they posting in that? Okay, bring the paper. You are the minister, bring all the documents that you didn't miss you $14 million. 6 years now. When we saw the former ambassador say, well, the people called terrorizing the people got in the hospitals. But yet you see the people ride on the flashes car, they got clinics. The clinic is more better than the government hospital. Where were they getting the money from the run kind of clinic, hospitals? I know some people are talking, people go there, those are the clinic, hospital care people, the clinic. They put the charge in $. And she was the minister of health. So I just want to say, how letting this thing, what is the lesson that our people learning from the people? What is the lesson? And there was an ugly scene today in Monrovia. I hope the people should try to correct it. Someone continues about the lawlessness in Monrovia, in Liberia. I think there was a football match between Grand Gita and Neymar. Picture I saw was damages done at the SKG Sports Complex. And this is not good for our society. This is not good. This violent mentality, government got to put her feet down. That people must learn how to respect each other, even though you can disagree with a person. Yeah, if you want for a man, the man you're for it. But when you go to start destroying public property, then for me, you're crossing the line. Because it's the same people will have to take money again to fix that thing. That money is supposed to go to something else. If it is not there, we just simply complain. If it's there, why we can't maintain it? Why we can't respect it? And so we get mad on the football field, we go and damage these structures. And for me, though, these kind of people must be prosecuted. That's when we will stop the nonsense. People must be accountable for damages caused to government property. So let me just stop there.
Well, what I think need to happen, and I will take Dr. Jones' hotline here on that one. The rest of the team that remaining, let them play on the beach. No more stadium. Take them on the beach. Let them play. Let them play in the sand. That will all they take them to coconut plantation. Let them play between two. Let them put net between two coconut poles and play it. And the winner will win. If they don't want to play, even if the ref is cheating you, if you cannot obey and try to damage those chairs, those things, they weren't put there by that money. Like don't put money. Now you expect the people to put money in there again to fix it. That's something unacceptable. Go ahead, Jerry. Go ahead. Thank you. What's on your plate, sir?
Well, thank you so much for going to Minnesota. I know that's your brother, and I watched the entire show. So thank you. That's what brother is out of for.
But do you know the mayor, the CEO here? You know he put me on the show. He put me on the video.
That conspiracy. What do you expect anyway?
Of course.
What do you expect anyway?
By that time, Mr. George was in the air. Mr. George was so here. Mr. George was having conversation. He intentionally didn't put me on the video.
No. Mr. So did not even know that I was going to Minnesota.
Yeah, well, you are dreaming about it. Because every time I think about you and Dr. Mali, he will try to mistreat me.
Mr. Bacon, Samson is the thing of Dr. Mali. People came to look for Samson, the labor. People were defending the man.
Yeah, okay.
They said the labor that the man they like. I said what? They said the labor.
Go ahead.
Yeah, well, us sincere on that. Thank you. I watched the program. It went well. Unfortunately, some of you make it. But here's the thing. And a couple of things I want to say. Mr. Judge already talked about it. And I want to talk about it, but I will come up to the issue. You see, when you talk about Jared death, something the former speaker, Mr. Eric Jico, said at one point. He said, when you live in a community, live a better life. He said, do an impact. When you leave, so they can miss you. And stick to the, at that time I was a high school student when I graduated from high school, so you think about almost 30, 40 years ago, and stick to the back of my head. So when you live in a community, do a positive impact. So when you leave, the community will miss you. And he gave a lot of examples. He said, when you are working, to your working place, do a good job. So when you leave the day, you don't go to work, they say, oh, Jerry come to work today, this is not done. So like you talked to me, so our late brother. But two things that caught my eyes when it comes to the Nima versus Grand Judy. This is a post-war, and it is time for the South.
Jerry, I'm sorry to interrupt. Mali, what kind of background screen you got there? So
no.
But the man said that the man a professor now, so you see, he's studying engineer ideas. That's what it is.
Oh wow! Quiet, Jerry. I beg you, quiet. Wow, Dr. Mali.
We have to start thinking. It is time to start self-destruction. Self-destruction, it is re-educating our country. Look, I think our majority on this show today will agree we are all in the same age group. And we grew up in the late 70s or maybe in the early 70s, so. And we're disciplined. I can remember when you were in school, when you misbehave. I didn't know there was no telephone system in our country at that time, but by the time you get home, your parents already knew about it before you get home. Yeah? I didn't know how they were doing it.
That is car telephone.
Thank you.
They test the telephone.
And you will get double punishment. The teacher will discipline you at school. By the time you get home again, I didn't know how your parents used to get. So you went to school today, you Mr. Big Man now, eh? But today, these things are gone.
I know.
And today, today I saw the destruction of that stadium.
Yes.
The destruction of that stadium. Let me climb ask what they think. Yeah, the Liberian the Ministry of Sport. I will take a hard stand on this today. It is time for us to abolish the Minister of Sport. Let this thing be independent. It's not the Liberian Football Association should be an independent something. It's not new government financing. They can generate their own revenue. All this time we'll be playing youth and sport in our country. Minister of Youth and Sport. What have they done? Every time the governments put money into this thing. Look at the county meet. Government put money. What do we get in return? I mean, the government is not there to make profit, but the government is there to create jobs. So it's about time the Liberian Football Association be independent. The same way we got the Liberian Basketball Association, National Football Association. Let them be independent. Let them generate their own revenue. The government will regulate them. It's about time. Look at SKG, TSA. All the years, look at all the counties, the whole development.
No.
So why we keep going to the one county meet? Look at it, we blame, how you call it now, NBA. They play in different states and generate revenues. How can we be putting money into the business for the time some of our baby we came to Monrovia and some of we have our sister now and nothing is done. It is about time the government to do a complete audit and make a decision and say, you know what, Liberian Football Association, let them be independent, let them run their own show, they'll be able to generate a revenue. Second thing I want to speak on. Something happened. I think I put in the chat room. I mean, I'm very passionate about the DEA, something in Liberia, the drugs issue. Look, what happened the other day? It was last week. The DEA boss invited one Mr. Double.
Yeah, I saw that story.
Yeah, to have a meeting. You, as a DEA officer, why would you want to invite somebody? He's not your partner. Mr. Double says you're a businessman. And you carry the man to a hotel. Do you know what you have done? Do you know what you have done? You put millions of people's lives in jeopardy. Thousands of people, maybe I exaggerated millions of people, thousands of people, you put their life in jeopardy. If you want to invite the man, it's not in a hotel. Even if you wanted to neutralize him, I didn't know the circumstances why you invite a man to the hotel. You're not going to have a lunch with you as a DA. You're not a partner for you. You didn't even know that man potential, what he had. He brought a man into a hotel. Do you know how many people stay in that hotel? Do you know what you have done? The lives of other people? And guess what he ended up into? He ended up in a riot. You could have destroyed that hotel. Suppose the man is a cartel. He's a drug dealer. You didn't know. You could have found someone in neutral area where you could meet him. I didn't know what was the purpose. But as a DEA, despite your destiny position. So it's about time the president have to think seriously. There are too many missteps in the DEA. There are too many missteps in the DEA when it comes to the drug something. And if you listen to the video, somebody alleged that one of the bosses there was around a brand new car. And I said for this show here, I think about a couple of weeks ago, We have to start looking at the agent. Their lifestyle have changed. So, folks, the DEA it had too much weight on this government. And it's about time our government takes security very seriously in our country. And even for our investors to return, and our people here want to go back home who are retired. Like Mr. Barker said, the diaspora will build Liberia. And I hope he will implement whatever he said that the diaspora are going to build the country. So I just want to pause there this evening.
Thank
These
you.
are things we need to discuss about.
Thank you. Let me go on to Dr. Malik. Dr. Malik, good evening. Thank you. Welcome. What's on your mind?
Oh, thank you, Libra, and thank you, Pai George and Mr. Barkham. It's like there are too many things in Liberia to all talk about. But my focus tonight is about something Pai George just talked about. But as I always say on this platform, if we're jumping over the root causes of things in Liberia, we cannot solve them in the middle. We cannot even solve them at the end. No. You see, the issue Pai George just brought, the Wilhelmina thing, that more. There are a whole long story about her. I went to her clinic before. I sent my mother there. I didn't even know. Or I was told by my sister one of the best hospital clinic in our place. I didn't know. So I said, I said, who owns it? They call her name. I said, oh. All right. But I am saying this to say that Joseph Barker came here. His Excellency President Barker told us he was going to audit the outgoing government. President Barker did not tell us you're going to audit some part of the outgoing government. All right. He decided to do a cherry picking of few areas to audit. So what Pai George just saying, it's going to be like that until maybe Jesus return. What I'm noticing now is like I see business as usual creeping into this guy administration. Business as usual, yes. At the end of the day, they will play with so many things, but no conclusion on one of them. That's what I see happening now. So even the 100 days deliverables, trust me, we'll hear more about the intangibles rather than a result where you can point at Pai George and say, yeah, Pai George, it's true. I can see your glasses on your face. That's your glasses. That's a deliverable. At least we can point at it. You see? But I doubt it will point at anything in President Barker government to really point at it, to be the tangible, to say, oh, yes, this is what he did. We go there, we can see it. We can see that layout. We can see it. We can touch it. We can feel it. So what I noticed going to come is that you're going to hear a lot of flowery explanation, all of colorating. You're going to hear commentary. We started this, and those are the things you really want to hear. That you can trust me. And they will sugarcoat it until you don't take time, you'll be thrown away. But to say the tangible, like how you go, we are saying this is my signature achievement. You go to a playground, you see the playground. You can point at it, you can testify, you are witness to it. I don't see it happening with a 100 days. No. All right. And the next thing I wanted to talk about again that really hold my heart is like, I now see that the Unity Party is becoming politically combatant on rule of law in our country. The Supreme Court had taken a decision on a 10-year thing. Less than 24-hour fire blaze at LTC. All the commissioners were told the police people got to go and escort. So I said, but we are not in place again. And the Papa told us, the president, his excellency, no more Papa, he's our president now, told us that you're a man of law and order. So why they can't abide by the Supreme Court decision? Because what happened there, the picture, it wasn't too good. It wasn't too good at all. So even if you're moving the people and you want to quote the ethical stuff that they violated, say it, but if you read the press release, they say unspecified, sundown. Nobody knows those things. And the Supreme Court had just handed down their decision. You see? So we got, you see, the LPR-TV, what you just said, the investor, they look at so many little things in the system. Do we have law and order in this country? Impunity still going on. Look at the game happening. The drugs issue. Just what Mr. Bacon said, it's going to be the newest gold mine in that country. People coming to get rich at the expense of the innocent children. You won't believe it? Wait and let's see.
Thank you. All I can say on that, Dr. John, before I go on to Mr. Josh, is that the government themselves should be aware now that Liberians are not the Liberia before. They will not hesitate to throw you out. If these people can vote President Weah out, who is so popular as far as I'm concerned, because of his inept behavior, then who else they can throw out? And if they throw you out this time around, I don't believe that President Baka will seek second term anyway. That means the likes of the Jeremiah Cone and anyone else that is connected with this government will be thrown out. Simple. So, Mr. George, let me come back to you. Let's go back to your issues about this football game. There are those who will argue, and I think foolishly, but there are those who will argue, because I've been reading their comment today, that Branch Jide was cheated, and so they have no other choice. If Branch Jide was cheated, I think that even in the football business, they got rule. You can protest. And if you think your protest issue is not going anywhere, withdraw all of your team from there, and you don't even participate anymore until you can see that your reason. But to go and have some sort of and I'm not too sure who did the destruction. I don't know. But for anything to come out of that because someone was cheated on the football game, it is unacceptable. But let me ask you this, Mr. George.
Yep.
What are some of the things you think this government and those, specifically the Ministry of Youth and Sport, what are some of the things they need to do now that this thing has happened? What would be your suggestion?
You see, let me address the issue. For every organization, there's a rules that govern every organization. Football has rules. If the ref cheats you, you can file a protest. If you don't want to file, you don't want to walk off the field, you can walk off the field. The LFA will investigate. They will find you people. But there's no way to say that because somebody cheating you or cheated you, you should destroy public property. Nowhere. And I think, and Mr. Bacon said, and I said, it's not time that the government start putting her foot down. If you're a spectator, you went on that field, you had your duty was you there to watch a game. If someone cheats your team, it doesn't give you the right to go and break any chair. These were the same people who were making noise about George Weah as a footballer, not football field are not being fed. The game was transferred to Ghana because FIFA said they would not use that fee. We were making noise here that FIFA said the fee was not suitable. Now they have fixed the fee. You go now to destroy it. Tomorrow when they say, oh no, the fee is not qualified, we cannot play there. You got to find second home. Then we got to make noise. Oh, the government, they put this in. So this is the problem. LFA, this time, the kind of thing is clear. The videos are there. You identify people. Because that's just some people's idea. that everything that happened, they must take the law into their hands. It's just some people idea that after the post war, that's just some people idea that I can do anything. Nobody can do anything to me. And we have to now start changing the mentality of our people. And how do we change it? It's by holding people accountable for their action. If it is group, those who lead those groups must be accountable. But I want to say something that Mr. Jared touched on. AP Kurman is a well-seasoned police or security guard. What he did there, I should say, he should have known the terrain in which the person inviting. It's normal because sometimes some agent want to talk to you in a secure area, maybe outside of the headquarters. Yeah. But I should say, I will agree with you. Know the terrain in which you are inviting this person. And secondly, what I'm trying to blame AP for, if I want to talk to you, why would I allow you to bring 50%? Why?
I tell you.
Why would I allow you to bring 50%? I want to talk to you. If you don't want to come, fine. But if I invite you, say yes, I will tell you straight. You come, you alone coming. You meet you and myself meeting at this point. If you agree, okay, I will still pursue you. But and that's, I think, every made a mistake. To allow that gentleman to bring in 50% into a restaurant for what? That would not even happen.
They're going for picnic.
Yeah, that would not happen. Because you invite the man and say, look, I want to meet you this spot to talk to you one-on-one. You got your people posted in an area, you say, you'll just be there, you'll watch. That's it. I think maybe Mr. Jerry will remember the story. There was a cowboy in the police. DC was killed on the beach.
I talked about it last time, yeah.
Okay.
Robert
DC was a CID guy on Bonner Beach. That's why the guy killed DC. That's why he killed DC.
So, like Gary said, we're all pretty much about the same age group because we all remember that story. I was young, but I do remember it. Yeah.
Sorry, but Marlon, let me just say this. From what I see happening in Monrovia, these people still trying to find a figure. At least one of the officials. He said, Waka had gained to go ahead to order his agency. But what is happening at the LTA there? It's a little bit pathetic and funny. This government job, these people in Liberia, that's what I say, is a magnet. People, let's say what's on, let the people reduce the people so that the job cannot be attracted to people. Because that's the only reason you see people fighting like this. You ask the person, if you are any of those people, what the last 4 or 5 years, what can you show us that you brought to the institution? That someone said, oh yeah, you know what I mean? Don't put that, this is what they brought. This is the system they changed. Nothing. It's always the same old thing. They stay there 6, 7 years. No kind of advanced improvement in the institution to run. But when they say they want to move you, oh, the man is fighting. Because of corruption. And let me close on this. Samson told us we should find our diaspora party, so we got to start working on it for 2029. So we can go and bring a radical change, as Mali put it, radical reform. Turn the whole system upside down. That's what needs to be done in our country now.
I agree, because if we do not allow the people up there in Liberia to penetrate our group either. But let me come to you, Jerry. Let me come back to you, as Mr. George is correctly stating. This time around, I believe that if and only if Bakai administration decide to go the corrupt way, it will be worse than Ellen and George Weah combined. The reason I'm saying that because many of these people are sophisticated and many of these people serve in Ellen government, and that they know some of the mistakes of Ellen government, and they have seen some of the mistakes of President Weah government that are causing people to blame them. So I think because of their sophistication level, they will be able to mask, hide, and they will have the means to hide of everything else. But I don't think that's what President Baka is going to do. But again, if President Baka government going to fail, it will fail miserably. Massive, massive failure. And I hope this is not what's going to happen. I hope that they will find me to get things straightened. And because going after people who position tenure and things like that, wait till the person, you can't say because even though you're there, but you're doing good, but I got somebody here that got to go with me. Those kinds of stuff, I don't know. I really don't. I'm not even too sure if these things are happening in Baka administration anyway. But let me come to you, Jerry. What are some of the concerns you have so far? Even though we have not got, you said you're going to hold your judgment and comment until the 100 days over. But I want to see if I can poke you a little bit to see if I can get one or two words from you.
Any person coming here?
Yeah. But you will not come see us. I know when you come. Even if you invite you will not come. The people already know where you're gonna go. Where you're gonna.
If you're going to Rhode Island, I will fly to Rhode Island.
If he goes to Rhode Island, yeah, most likely go to Rhode Island because Sir Johnny is there. But they will not let you see him. They will not let you see him.
We'll see him. We'll be there waving my flag, a Liberian flag.
Okay. But let me go back to Jared. Jared, what are some of the concerns you have so far?
Well, the concern I have right now is the way things are proceeding in Liberia. It is very troublesome and it's troubling. And you don't want those who are your allies. Oh, my granddaughter coming. Oh, Lord. Look who I on the radio. Come and come say hi. She's going to come and say come. All right. Okay, that's fine. All right. No, that's fine. I will take care of her. But anyway, let me say this.
The mom pushed me in the garage.
I know it.
In the garage. I'm in the studio. Yeah. But as you're talking, my daughter is passing between my camera and my chair, trying to go through.
But anyway, let me say this. This is very alarming. Like I said, we got from now to the 10th. Next week. Yeah, radio. Okay. Next week, it will be on the 10th. Mother's Day weekend. All day, Mother's Day weekend. Well, guys, 100 days, Your Excellency, 100 days will come. And like I was saying, you don't want to alarm, like I said, like Mr. Dillon and the senator from Bapolu, what's the name? Amara. Now they are requesting that you're the Minister of State for Presidential Affairs to be resigned or transferred or be fired. If within a 90-day period, and you don't want this thing there to start boiling on the 10th. And this, I think the Excellency to start thinking, because Mr. Dillon, Senator Dillon, supporting him. Mr. Conan supported him as well. So when these things start happening a little bit, it's time for us to start thinking what's going on within a 90-day period. He said something that I want to bring it back to your attention. See, Liberian politics. Let's look at our politics. They're going election. 99.99 of the senator did never return. So Liberian politics have changed.
Yeah.
If you do, check. Most of the senators and the representatives, they didn't come by during the going general election. So if you are a senator, you are a president, it is time for you to start thinking, because Liberian people will hold your feet to the fire if you didn't do a good job. So politics is not unusual anymore. It is different. It's a different era. Today we're on television. We're all over the world. People are watching us. So anything we say here is important. And social media. So these senators and these representatives, they have to be mindful, especially the ruling party. If you want your party to win, let me conclude this. And one of the things I noticed that we don't pay institution. We don't pay institution, we pay individual. Unity Party is there today because of Mr. Boakai. And Mr. Boakai had lost the election CDC. Look at Doe, NDPL, what? They're going election. Did you see any candidate for NDP? No, let's forget about NDPL. The party that led Liberia for 150 years. Two-way party. There's no standard for two-way party. You know, even if you ask people in Liberia, they don't even know what they call two-way party. So it's about time for us to look beyond ourselves. Where do we want to carry that little land God has given us? And we are blessed. It is time for us to protect that land for the unborn and for the future of the country. Let me say hi to my granddaughter. I know she's looking at me. Go ahead, I'm listening to Mr. Mali.
Okay, let's come to Dr. Mali now. Dr. Mali?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sister Goya just joined us. Sister, good evening. Thank you for joining us.
How you doing?
Thank you for all you did. I mean, you're just a wonderful person. I know that, but every time people try to praise you, you say they're not good things. So I don't praise you anymore anyway. But people know who you are, and you're a young man, but you have wisdom way above your age, and so you try to dispense that wisdom in a positive manner from time to time.
I
we appreciate it.
stop at just charge on the weekend. And the only thing I want people to know, I benefit from I still have for charge on the weekend.
But then you're a good road. You're a good road worker and confess.
I tell you, a nice one too.
I'm a PhD, Dr. Mali. I see you.
Yeah.
You know, the people playing the program with all you, Dr. Mali. I told people to add you to the chat room. They created an extra chat room. So before I know, Pa just travel here, Samson to travel here.
You know, Mali.
They kept you.
When I got there, I said, Mali will fry us. I said, but Mr. To did not know, Mr. So did not know. The only reason I say I got this involved because I said I'm going to stay to say so. If I call a man, how will I find a man?
Yeah.
How did man pick up? So I called him. I said, my man, I'm on my way. He said, I said tomorrow I'll be there. I said, but don't tell Mr. So. Don't tell. Then when I went to the time of Bloco, I said, well, he said Bloco here. I said, ah. So I texted him, I said, come and meet me at the entrance. My the man get the entrance yellow manual. I said, but Samson too. And if the well, I'm looking for you. I said, no, you kept and the people looking at us. I said, well, he said, yeah. I said, yeah. When Mr.
I got that. Emon George. Everybody.
I'm on the crowd.
I said, what Emon George?
But it was a good thing that to go down there and say, let to say people are alive. Mali, Sissy hosted me. And I must admit, that's my son. He and his wife. This young man took me everywhere. So, Sissy.
Let it stop before my mouth start leaking it.
Well, don't your mother, you must keep it there. You must keep it there. But you keep it right there.
But you not going to a council, it must be leaking.
We want you on the platform. Let me progress on politics.
Yeah, can't about you. Mary, go ahead.
But anyway, let me come to Dr. Mali before we bring in Sissy. That thank you for being patient. We're just having fun here today. But
no,
wait, Mali, you are digging on Raw Island?
Not yet.
No, actually, are you a deacon on Raw Island?
We'll
but
discuss the detail behind closed door.
No, I can't answer you because me, I
Marlon,
know when I come
you
here, I
don't live
want
in
to know
Rhode
how I come.
Island. You don't live in Rhode Island. I live in Rhode Island.
Me, I just want to know your position because when I come in,
Which part of closed door are you here? The deacon say oh, there's gonna be behind closed door.
we can go ahead. Yeah.
So let's get back into politics because my mouth itching right now, my people. You're not leaving subject matter before some of us that got chicken, but yeah, they're not leaving matter. Let's go on. But since on a very serious note, thank you over the weekend. I really appreciate it.
Honorable Sister, you are welcome, and we've been hearing your good news, and we hope it gets translated in many other ways into tangible goods that will trickle down to the rest of us. However,
I say one little thing, and you say tangible, but trickle down to you.
Baku is strong. Not tangible, trickle down.
Because when a high landlord about George will put you on the pedestal, then who are the Babylon coming to say, well, no, we just got to follow suit?
My man, I'm very quiet. I'm very quiet.
That's what I was saying.
Hey, more joy.
Anyway,
you're not leaders of your mother. I tell you.
on a very serious note, I'm beginning to get the feeling that the African government, it seems to be, they are almost the same. I'm beginning to get the kind of a feeling, because there's high expectation. For me, it wasn't a high expectation, but I just expected things to be done a bit differently. Yes. But what I notice here now, and I think, you see, His Excellency President Boakai, he's an African. And I don't think President Boakai, we're talking about radicalizing the system, I don't think President Boakai will ever go that direction. I think the biggest thing President Boakai will do in our country is to dismiss people. I think that's what I don't think he's going to go above that. And if that happens, it's like it's going to be business as usual in our country, to be very frank with you. Look at what happened on the football field today. So that cultural impunity, no one cares in our country anymore. You government there, government not there. I mean, I get annoyed. I can vent my anger at Sisi and threaten him, and we go to the police station and bribe. It's a very serious issue in our country. So people keep saying, oh, we should get a government time, we should get a government. I agree with you, we need to get a government time. But on one condition, if we see a blueprint or a plan of action, that is even dated between 1 year to 6, between 1 year to 6 years or 12 years, and we see the blueprint that the government came up with. I have seen it with the Agriculture Ministry. The Agriculture Ministry has come up with a national plan. All right? When we see these things, then we'll say, oh, there's a hope. Even when His Excellency 6 year ends, there's a blueprint in place that we can follow through. So when we say we should get a government time, I don't know what we're really talking about. Because by this time, we just had a retreat. That retreat should have come up with a comprehensive blueprint about arrest. Maybe 6 to 12 years or 6 to 24 years, so the next government will still follow through. All right? So I see so many priorities, but we have not doubled down on specifics yet. And this is where, look at what Pa George or Bakon just said, people calling for the removal, some of the top hierarchy in our country, they're calling for the removal of the presidential affairs minister. The man should go. You know what you're talking about? These are serious issues. That means so many things happening, you see. But to be frank with you, I want to be very sincere and blunt on this platform tonight. I see President Boakai to be a very weak president. Yes. President Boakai, the way I see him moving, his whole dominion, that cool way of moving, easy looking, and looking at that one, is going to infiltrate politics in Liberia. And I think that how thing going to be very frank with you. I want to say that President Boakai will be one of the, he's a weak president. That's what I see him to be. And the only greatest thing President Boakai will do in our country for us, if I don't see the blueprint or the plan of action for the next 6 to 12 years, the only weapon President Boakai get to his disposal is to dismiss people. I don't think President Boakai get a man to sign a paper for some people to be found guilty. He said, let it go to bed. I don't see him to be that type of president. I don't see it to be the type of president where when people throw trash on the street, according to City Hall ordinance, they be grabbed and take to the police station process, go to court, you found guilty, you go 2-3 more in jail. I don't see President Boakai to be that type of person. I don't see it.
But he not going to be doing that. He can do tennis.
Be corrected by my fellow panelists. But actually, I don't see him in that kind of mood as a president. Yes.
Okay. Sister, thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Let me come to you. I know you've been listening in the back there. What would be your own contribution on this before I go further than that?
Yeah, we're definitely not sending people to jail for 3 months for throwing trash on the street. So,
if the person is a repeat offender, definitely you go to jail.
Okay.
If you're a repeat offender.
Oh my man.
But Sensei, before you come in, I beg you.
Yeah.
The only person that spoke that vocabulary was 1% boss man. He said, even if my enter come to me and say, oh, the boy going to jail because he threw trash on the street, that boy will go to jail.
Yeah, there are 1%.
Okay, Kumi now. Let's make it clear. Kumi said that. He said there were too many things going wrong in our country.
Let's just come in on that statement. Somebody stole 700,000 and I think he for inside. So let's pass another piece there. Look.
No, that one he was not in the mansion.
Oh, we gotta wait. A sleeping place determine how strong he is. Mr. Mali, I want to be a campaign manager when you're running for president one day. We gotta see. You will bring back decree 88. But look. let me say this, right? Mr. Mali, you got some point. I want to be very truthful. Look, when the government takes over, we all have lived in this world. We've seen what happens in the first 100 days. A lot of major shifts don't happen, but there are low-hanging fruits that you deal with. Are you handling those low-hanging fruits? For me, is what I'm looking at, right? Because I see the Minister of Education, for example, is doing a county-wide tour, right? She's assessing, she's talking to stakeholders. As a matter of fact, they just dismissed the principal from MZ Basakwe because he's alleged to have misappropriated money that was given for the school for something else. Those are low-hanging fruits. Those are the things we want to see. But to Mr. Mali's point, we also want to see, because during the campaign, we kept saying this. And people say our candidate didn't have money. Well, of course, not, because we're behind the broom. And they say our broom straw finished. They were laughing. I said, we got 2 more straw left in our broom. But we're making that point. So the battle post, our broom are flying with air. We didn't have no more broom straw. The point we're trying to make was that you have to already have a government in waiting when you know you have serious chances of winning. We ask for blueprints over and over. Arrest has education as the E in arrest, right? Education ministry is doing some good things that I like, but up to this time, if you pick anybody else outside of the education ministry that is high within the Boakai government to really articulate what that E is and how does it trickle down? What is the plan for making that trickle down? What is the plan for Article 6 of the Liberian Constitution that guarantees access to quality education to all Liberians? How is that going to trickle down? Because The Ellen government didn't make that work. The Georgia government took that backwards. So how are you going to restart that steam engine to move forward? We haven't seen that. And so to Mr. Malley's point, yeah, there are some low-hanging fruits that the government ought to be taking care of, and they're not taking care of it. For me, the bigger things about, where we are as a government and how we move, that requires a systemic, a forensic investigation of the system. And how do they move forward? So that for me is not a bigger issue for me. I'm willing to wait more than 100 days. But there are other things, for example, all these 4 stats. Every time the executive mansion makes sends out an appointment or release, they always have to say this list supersedes any previous list. Why are we always doing that? Why must we always be having lists that supersede other lists that came before? Make an appointment, make an informed appointment. You're not in a hurry to appoint people. Right now, the most critical parts of the government have been formed. Right, you have people functioning. So you're not in a hurry to appoint people that are going to be, a commissioner in Slow Township that you don't collect anything in. You're not in a hurry. Slow down. Make sure that you are vetting people critically so that as the president, when you nominate somebody, we understand that that person has been nominated by you. We can't then come back next day and say, Sisi Goya was deputy vice president. Then I'm finna get all my money on LPR with drink out liquor and start going to be deputy vice president. Then next day they come back and say, Male June say, we do better yala. Male June the new deputy vice president. You create chaos. So for me, those are the pieces I think, those are the places this government is shooting itself in the leg. I think they ought to do better, and hopefully they do better. But there are other things that I think is unrealistic for us to expect things to happen in 100 days. Especially when we all agree that the last 6 years of my brother Breakable Pawude and talking on Facebook here, they mess up our country. We have to be able to restart this engine, and sometimes it takes a lot of force to restart an engine to keep an engine going. But yeah, there are low-hanging fruits that the party government should have picked. And would in their basket, but they're not picking those.
We have 2 pages. We have 2 pages.
My man, you're high less than 57 words for your education platform.
We have the 2 pages for there. We have the 2 pages. We say go there.
Just so you know, I pick on Breakable Power because I know you will call. I call you because I know you will call. I want to be afraid to fire you.
For sure you're going to call. Eh?
You mute. So you're mute.
Sorry, guys. Sorry, okay. But Sissy, I made some point here, Jerry. Jerry, are you ready for us?
Yes, sir. Yeah.
Okay. So, is there any response that you want to, or any addition to Sissy's point while I'm trying to bring this thing up?
Yeah. Please take a. Yeah. Look, Sissy said the right thing. See, anything we do, I said it on the platform over and over. It's a blueprint. And the blueprint, you should be prepared. Let me go a little bit farther. Before you go take your exam, you got to be prepared. Like you all went to bury Brother Jerry the last time. You are prepared for the funeral. And this government came to power with a mindset of the people, right? But I was well prepared, Your Excellency, to lead the people, because it saw the destruction economically, politically, that the previous government, and people had a hope that Mr. Bwaka was one of the more prepared individuals, and even someone who, I'm a member of the Bwaka's chairman here. And we follow him because his ideas, his principle, and we sit with him, the kind of vision that he have for Liberia. And somehow we took our clothes and say, you know what? Follow me, I'll make you a future man. All right? But, folks, like I always say, we got 10. Today the 9, today the 29, the 30.
LPR society.
So
Go ahead, Jared.
and look, I know Mr. Baka of principle. Hopefully, maybe after the 100 days, he'll do assessment to see what he achieved in the 100 days and the way forward. And let's see. Because there's sometimes when you're in administration, you had a plan, you give it to the people and work, you could do a reassessment to be able to find your mission. So let's wait. Like I always say, I will hold my trickle for now. Let the 100 days finish. How far from it to the 10th? And we all start growing.
Right.
We start growing.
But when he can't, you're not hiding from Oslo. You're not making it available to Oslo because he come
But
here.
the grade will come out. Whether you get C, get B, get A, or A+. So, look,
but when you're doing the grading, what are some of the things you might want to look at before I open the line, guys?
The question comes to me or for the panelists?
Yeah, anybody. Let's do one at a time, but make it brief because I'm going to be opening the line.
Let's see what are the institutions. Look at one other thing. What happening with the tenure position? The Supreme Court make a decision, and that be a rule of law, regardless whether it fall on your side or it fall on the other side. But let's respect the rule of law in that country. In order for us to move forward, we got to respect the rule of law. If we respect the rule of law, everything would be all right.
Go ahead, Mr. Judge, make it brief.
Look, that tenure thing, I mean, I'm not. The Supreme Court made a ruling, and that ruling did not even come down. You go and suspend the people again because they should have waited for that ruling to be transferred to the. But they just say, hey, we're going to suspend them. Which I thought reason they gave was right for them to. If that was the reason, what they did is that they think they should have done first, they're doing it last. Because that is said, the President Boga should have gone from day one. Just suspend the people for administrative reason. And he said, investigation going on, helping all the noise. But when you do this kind of thing, it's like you're trying to create crisis between two branches of government. The judiciary and the executive, now they are local here now. What you see? Because the Supreme Court said this, the executive said, no, we're doing it this way. And this kind of thing can create constitutional crisis. Although our country is small.
So that's what you're going to be looking for in the
yes. Because that's why the noise is around. There's too much distraction for them. It should have been.
Dr. Mali, go ahead.
Yes.
Walter Carter.
Yes. You see, to be very frank with you,
Walter Carter will be coming to you here shortly.
Yes. President Boga will be judged on the basis of his political decisions and actions he's taking. All right? But my question to Mr. Bacon is this. The president told us we see something that took place from the early days. Let's go back to the inauguration. The fund and the mismanagement of funds up to today, things have gone cool. Let's go to the soldier's wife who had a demonstration here. You see, I'm bringing the illustration to George Joseph Baka about some of the type of decision he takes.
Okay, that can you hold on to that because we're trying to open a line.
Yeah, okay, let me just conclude.
Okay.
Yes. So we are making some comparison here with Georgia government. Too many things were inconclusive in Georgia government and they went cold and we felt bad. I see some of the same thing happening on us.
So what were you look at for the 100 days?
And I talk about grading policy.
The 100 days?
Yeah.
Based on this analysis, the 100 days going to be an empty cup.
Oh, okay, thank you. So what would be your? Oh my
I didn't mean it. What were they teaching to LU? They just said, that guy was cool the hell. Only 2 people buying your class.
Yeah. But what would be your own grading Walter Carter? Go ahead.
So we grade differently now, right? Some of them exams, some of them which are tests and quizzes are not weighted the same. So there can be a child going into final exams, and they are sitting at an F, and they blow up the final, and they come up to a C or a B depending on grading policies, right? So for me, like Mr. Barker said, I'm willing to give them the next 10 days. Look, if it walks like a duck, it quacks like a duck, it will be a duck 10 days from now. So for me, I don't want to be premature. I want to wait 10 days from now. Let's see what happens. And like Mr. Barker said, I will be really happy to hear from the commander-in-chief about the strengths and weaknesses, their successes and places of growth, and things that they should have done differently. Because that is what we expect from this government. I wasn't expecting this government to meet its 100-day deliverable.
No.
But they ought to be able to tell us what were the shortcomings, what are the things they learned, and how do they make sure that those things don't get repeated. As Mr. Mali said, there were things that happened in the past administration that he sees a parallel to happening again. And that is not what the people voted for. And that's the point Mr. Mali is making. So for me, I want to really wait for the president, for the 100 days to be over. Let them tell us comprehensively what were their gains, what were their successes, what were those roadblocks, and how do they intend to tackle those roadblocks so that they don't continuously stay in the way of them doing the work for the Liberian people going forward.
Thank you. All right, let me go ahead and go to the line. Walter Carter, thank you for joining us. Make it brief for us, please, because you're sedition.
Thank you, Mr. Tool. I got few things on mind.
This is not Mr.
Mr. Tool.
Make it very brief.
Mr. Tool, I got a few things on mind. Even though you refused to send me the link, I have to go online. Ask you to send me the link, but that's all right.
I sent the link.
The main CDC email not working. No, you keep sending the CDC email.
I didn't get the link, but that's all right. I can just say.
But go ahead.
That's all right. So I got a few things I checked down here to talk about, and I hope you give me a little bit of time.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to grade this government in 100 days because I know that from the get-go, President Bouaka would not have achieved what he was ambitiously talking about. 100 days, no cow he's talking about. I'm not going to grade it. But I got some things that,
I see you.
Yeah, I got some things that are listed here to talk about a little bit.
Okay,
dead people. In a few weeks ago, there was a girl that was killed. Seeing Japanese free will. Today again, there was another body found. This girl played for Lone Star, the female team of Liberia. Her body was found at the same place, not far from the police station. And those are things I want to talk about. The King George death and all the things. People are dying, and the media seem not to even carry the stories like it's supposed to, and the government is not really concerned about what is unfolding. Dead women are just being discovered here and there. Remember President Weah time, there was a big thing all in the international media because people were taking pictures from everywhere outside the country and posting it all that people were being killed in Liberia, and our media in America back home were telling stories.
Hold on. Are you saying during President Weah time, people used to take dead body from other countries and bring it and say that and bring it in Liberia and say that Liberian dead body?
I didn't say that. I said people were taking pictures and posting it on Facebook.
Oh, okay.
And saying it was talked about in Liberia and international wide.
You want me to say that?
Yeah. So anyway, so the next thing I'll talk about is I'm just concerned that we're not telling these stories about how biased we are, and we act like we're in two separate Liberia. When this other president comes, we don't speak about the ills in our society. We won't play hush hush. And when the other person comes, we don't we put all the other stuff out there, even to the extent where we make up stuff. And we can't move our country forward because if the next administration comes, there will be the same repeated thing. But we all want to see our country go better. And I will not put no administration above my country. I told you on this network before. The next is the DA. I think the DA is
we are saying
Yeah, man.
You call yourself we are saying. They say you come to your country.
You know, it's just, and this,
Let him finish.
no.
Other people on the line,
What's
my
going
brother.
on? What's going on? You can speak that man. Y'all want to censor people voice again?
No,
So
we
let's
don't
talk
want
about
to
the
sanction.
DA.
We are correcting you. We're not sanctioning you.
So the DA. The DA is proceeding wrongly, like the others recall written. I think the DA, people really don't understand their function right now. Liberia is more exposed. People got of smartphone technology to recall people, to do all. When the DA is doing their work, they should be careful, to be professional. You know what the DA boss did over the past week, and even sometime this week. I
So
think
tell
it
me,
was
what
very
DA boss did
unprofessional.
that you think it was
Should
wrong
stop.
to you?
Okay. Thank you.
Mr. George, you are not the moderator.
I'm just
Let me
asking.
just give my
You
own
accuse
opinion.
us that you said we're not being fair.
Mr. George,
So
you
if
are
I
not
ask you, you
part
say,
of the
I don't have to be.
government.
You made a general comment that we are not being fair.
You see, that's the problem.
Hold on. I see the picture you throw in the chat room with a big fish. That you don't want to cut that fish, or Joe, we are giving it to you.
I didn't put a picture in no chat room.
That who picture here that I want to cut out in LPR and Analysts. I'm beginning, man. Okay. All right. Thank you. Let me go on to the next person. Thank you, Walter. We'll come back to you. 4-1.
You're fine with the cut me up. That's why I miss Mr. So on his network. You can give me time to talk, but that's all right.
I help you tonight. That the liberal, my battery died.
That's all right. That's all right.
Battery died.
Liberal, Abio.
Yeah, we're coming. Okay. 4-1-2.
It's our calling show here. Because you can already put it party.
Right after the Holy Trinity got a can. Right after Keto, a breakable for that 10 line will can. Then we get the CDC Trinity.
No, I'm here. So Liberal, I'm here also too. What the law?
Okay, so are you 412 number, Dr. Toto?
Am I trying to turn on? No, I'm here. I'm here the law too. I'm here.
Dr. Toto will talk about time. He talking nothing serious.
Now you don't want to make this. Go ahead, Dr. Toto. I think you, Dr. Toto, let me call the number here. The last 4 digits. 4950. That you?
Yeah, that's me.
All right, then you're next in line. Go ahead, Doc.
But then just now, sure.
Oh, how you know that?
Man, break the law.
Go ahead,
Yeah.
Doctor.
Yeah. Okay. Labor. Just to add about the point I want to make, we're talking about blueprint and looking at how our politics works in Liberia. All the Liberia political parties, the LPP, the CDC, the Unity Party, they all have their blueprint, they have their manifesto, and they have their vision to take the country to where they want to take the country. They have everything they will put out. And it was based upon these manifesto that they have, some of all draw and to support the view of political idea or ideology. The problem we see, I see Liberia to look at our politics. We don't have political party or government in waiting. We have political institutions that just want to win an election, and after win an election, before they start putting themselves together because the way in which we have been carry on our politics. Because there's no one political party has won election in Liberia. So the other zero political institutions come to join the race and then try to go for a second round. Then they all start going through some kind of agreement that they will support the party and they want to get incentive. And that's the reason why we don't have a real structure political government that opposition are waiting. For example, look at this current government here. You had a foreign minister who came from different political institutions without being part of Boyka plan. But yet, at the end of the day, they went through political marriage. That's the foreign minister for Liberia. Even the chief of staff also too. He working for whatever political institution. So if you see how, so these are the already big government already struggling in Liberia because when they win the election, now they think they about bringing all the people that they have, give political marry where they want to give them, so they incentive to come themselves. So it becomes very difficult to rule and to be very successful in the 100 day that they always talk about. That's the point I wanted to raise.
Okay, thank you. I think it makes sense. So, what would be your solution onto that? Dr. Toto, are you there?
Yeah. Libra, or I'm done.
I said, what would be your solution then?
Come again, Libra? Yeah.
Go ahead. What would be your solution? What would be the thing you need to do to fix what you're saying?
The man finish. Yeah, the YCA of Libra, the YCA. Libra, the YCA.
Go ahead, Dr. Tudo.
Libra, the YCA, the solution to move forward, we should have when they political institution, they'll be party when they form their platform, their ideology, they settle like real people. When they go, which way the election go and whatsoever, they should try to stick to the ideology. They not people that just go create mushroom parties and think they wouldn't be going to want to get some rallies there. They know very well that they not do well, they'll come with 1 or 2% in the first round, they want to go to the second round, they want to deny that certain things should be given to them, give them support. And where they are member, and then sometimes the main party, they are so afraid, they don't want to stand up, to this thing. So I think going forward, the election commission need to come up with certain regulation or guidelines or for all those mushroom political parties and to get it out of the process.
Okay. Thank you.
Anyway, go ahead.
Go ahead, Sissy, go ahead.
Can I come in?
No, because I wanted to say something about what Dr. Toto just said.
Yeah, go ahead.
In places like Great Britain and a typical example in Israel, the same thing happened where no one political party sometimes can win absolute power, and so you have these coalition governments that come into play. It's happening right now in Israel. There is a difference between having a political ideology and a governance ideology. The governance ideology is what we're talking about that was missing. Look, once you have an idea of how you're going to move your thing forward, which is the administrative part of piece of the stuff, not the lofty thing that you write for people to vote for you, is the actual machine. It doesn't really matter now who you put in that car. The car already going, almost like you have a Tesla. It's a self-driving vehicle. You put somebody in and now it's going. Sarah Beslow Yantiki from another political party, but she would have been like a liquid. She would have had to take the form of the container. If the Unity Party had a container, she would be a liquid and take the shape of that container. But Unity Party had no container, and so everybody formed their own shapes.
Yeah. Okay. Let me go to Brigable before we close this. Brigable, go ahead.
Okay. Hello.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, thank you so much for the show. Although you guys coming in very low, and I'm getting you clear, but I listen a little bit. Look, Mr. Toto, you want to concentrate, but you're afraid to be real.
Dr. Toto, you're not Mr.
Okay,
Toto.
Dr. Toto.
Okay.
You want to concentrate, but you're afraid to be real. You have a children in your house. One child does something that is wrong. It's not disciplining a child or talking to a child where they is wrong. They want to be around bush. With the school, my father like in power. That is reaching that is not correct. He's not coming on straight and say, oh, the party is not doing this, or President Baka is not doing this. He want to put other party in it. You have to come straight, my brother. Thank you, Uncle. Look, Mr. Zeze, I'm going to pass out you. And let me borrow a word from property. I will pass out you. You know my target today. Look, you already said it. The hanging fruit in 100 days, the hanging fruit, the little hanging fruit, they are not even thinking about it. So you just stop it. Then you talk about the new one. As long as you agree to me that the hanging fruit, they're not even work on it. That means they fail in 100 days. Mr. Jerry, look, you're still using the campaign slogan. I trust the president. I trust the president. In 100 days, you still trust the president with its lot of errors that are happening in our government. You're saying admitting the errors that are happening. The president not able to take control. He's still having trusting the president in 100 days. Mr. Amos, are you a new target for me today? No, you not understand what I was saying. You still think about President Real regime. Now, what you not understand what is happening? The government in power, came to power because of error that President Real made, or President Real government made. You came into power with a mindset or the Liberian people believing you was a good.
Breakable, let me underline that. Did you say, President, we have made mistake or made an error?
I said, listen to me. Listen to my English. I just said to you, this error that the people saw, they saw President Weah made, or which they voted for.
So what was the
they
error?
Said President Weah making error.
What was the error?
Oh, the reason they voted for the people and the error they testified to be that President Weah made, or which they voted for them. That's what we're saying.
Brookable, what was the error?
You want to ask me?
No, what was the error?
The other topic could be tomorrow. Let me end my point because I almost lost my thought. Look, you came to power with a mindset of rescue. Mr. To, don't disturb me. Don't take my point from on my thought about. Let me learn. Hello?
Yeah, we're listening. Go ahead. You got the floor. I mean, go ahead.
Okay. No, you came to power with a agenda of rescue. Even the way Mr. Jerry said it. They said the policy issue in 100 days is a policy issue. Even if you now take low or take street from Broad Street all the way to single or take other one for all the way there. No matter discussing it. The policy issue. The president was doing this thing was not correct. I come in power to do this. You keep power in less than 100 days. In your 100 days, there is no policy changes in our country. You got mistakes being made every day. You are not as a president to stand out and say, no, this thing the president do it, I'll discipline for this. So just reflect on the past government and say, oh, the past government are not doing this, and are now doing this. You got people that in our government are doing error, that having mistakes in our government. You sort of rectify that mistake or in point for it. For the people say, oh, they say, we are not used to punish people because they are used to do this. But you look at it, the only achievement you're there in the government is President Weah did this, and President Weah did this. That's the only achievement in 100 days.
Okay.
You're not bringing no policy. You're not bringing no changes. The thing that was there because President Weah is continuing and you add it up west.
Thank you.
So there is no change. Okay. So if you, Mr. Amos, if you are discussing it, please John, Gary, and Zeze, they are saying the truth. Thank you for the show.
Thank you. All right, folks. This is it. But Jerry, I'm sorry that
the one man I want to agree with me that he agree with me tonight.
I'm sorry that Dr. Manley is not here. But let me just show you something I showed you earlier. This is the group picture. Now you see Sissy, Terry, and you see
George.
Amos Joyce in the middle. I'm on his side there. Now watch this second one. Where's Amos George now? They see it, not even close to us. We put him on the side. Mr. So, I'm not there to help him. But we really have fun. That was wonderful. But let me take it down. So okay, let's have a closing. Sissy, let's hear from you on your closing so we can close this.
So I know my brother Breakable agree with me, but I about to put in here, Gary. Look, to say that after 100 days in power, you can definitively come up and say now that you don't trust Joseph Boakai, or like the Marty said that the man is weak because he's not being extrajudicial and going outside of the Constitution. I really don't see that. Look, 100 days out of the first year is about 28%. You can't make a judgment on somebody based on 28%. 100 days out of the 6 years is about 4.6%. 4.6%.
Hallelujah.
Has been used. You got 90+%. So yes, we can wait for them to tell us. We can see, look, based on their reflection, will tell us whether or not this is a group that's willing to learn or capable of learning, or whether they're going to be like the usual, Sakimorians who never saw wrong. And their great mathematician will come with graph with no numbers on the talking to Samuel 12. You'll come with graph with no number on it. So for me, I agree with Mr. Mali. There has been false starts. There have been so many false starts. There have been so many places where this government has shot itself in the leg unnecessarily. And I understand that there's been quite a few things that there are investigations that we haven't heard back from. But for me, what gives me solace is that investigations were announced. The issue with the bridge of the security at the graduation, was that UMU graduation? There's already been a report. There's already been a report and an action on that. I think we need to also urge the government to be just as swift. We're coming out with a report on the army wives and what are the actions on there and all the other pieces. But I agree with Mr. Mali to an extent. You cannot, if you can't even pick the lowest hanging fruits, how should we then trust that you will pick the one at the very top over there? But the statistician in me is looking at 4.6% of somebody's time done, and me passing the judgment that they're a failure. I can't do that. I just got to wait to listen to what it is.
4.63.
There you go. But we're running down, so it's 4.6. All right, so that is my. But for me, look, let me put here that I'm happy with the education ministry. I'm happy with the education sector. Dr. Jala has been traveling the country. She's been having town hall meetings, meeting with principals and educators and students and parents on the way forward and how they see what gaps they see in the educational sectors, which is what the 2011 Education Act was meant to do, where you have localized control, you have local control of education. So you have these school boards, and the people will tell you what they really want for their children. How can the education system partner with them? And I think that for me, that's a plus. But I'm waiting to hear after she's done with all of the countries towards, what are they going to come up with? What is going to be that comprehensive report? What is the way forward to make sure that we're addressing those needs that she heard or she hears from all of those people? Because everybody has a dream to lift their children out of poverty. And we all know, all of us on this platform, at least I can say this clearly, that we all came from poor backgrounds. And the things that allow all of us to rise up was because of education. And I think she ought to be able to listen to those people, come up with a comprehensive plan on how can we ensure that Article 6 of the Liberian Constitution is respected and that every Liberian citizen has equal access to quality education in Liberia.
Thank you. Let's go with Dr. Mallett. Dr. Mallett, what will be your closing?
Well, my closing here is that when the child will be a good child, you will tell for some of the activity of the child in the womb. Sometimes you get two children. One of them is wake up in the morning and start sweeping all over the place, and the other one go on computer, start playing game whole day. And a smart father will sit down and know which one of the child will be industrious, helpful. Even during old age, which one of the child will be very helpful. So I just bring it there to say that government is it's a big club, okay? But I'm beginning now to think, what type of leader His Excellency is? That's what I'm thinking on right now, and I will continue to think about this until maybe the 100 days. But to be frank with you, I'm going beyond the 100 days now. Because if the 100 days is not managed properly, like Cece said, the orange that just beneath, you can't get it, then how will you go up there? Anyway, those are all parable. They can be interpreted in different forms.
Yeah, but my family graduated from the same school. So.
I want to know whether His Excellency is a pragmatic leader, forceful leader, innovative leader, because the president in Africa always set the tone. And when he set the tone, they say, oh, the president coming tomorrow. I can remember one time when Torbo went to the Ministry of Finance. So money. People were fired left and right because they went to work late. So what I was saying here, Mr. Bako and the rest of the panel is, His Excellency set the tone for this government to be friend with you. People will follow. But if he doesn't set the tone, it will be a big problem. All right? So I want to agree with the rest of y'all. I will hold back my variables and my analysis. Let's see. But if the child will be good, you will know. From day one, you will know.
You tell you that a child that the child is a weak child, that you still do what other announcing?
No, I said I withdraw and I join the panelists now. But the caveat that if the child will be good, you will know whether the child was sitting late and the facing breakfast for the child, you will know. Whether that child will get on and put fire on the water and say, Daddy, the tea ready, you will know.
Okay.
So
You will know. Okay.
Let me go to Jerry. Jerry, what will be your closing before we come for Mr. George to close for us?
God. Thank you.
Jared, before you come in, Jared,
the one that tell the color on the fire?
Yeah, I know, eh?
Mr. Barcon, before you come in, you see, Sese, nobody know generosity is embedded in him. Nobody knew. But when the panelists start touching base, things started shaking. So when the child will be good, you will know.
Lord,
you know,
but the tangible got to trickle down to the other people.
To the rest of all that were not there.
You know, Dr. Mali, thank you so much for your analysis. But you are an educator. There's some students who learn on the lower page. And there's some students who are frightened when they read a ticket. It doesn't mean they don't know the subject matter.
Yeah. I agree.
And there are some students who will crank all day, and when time for tests, they just get choked. I mean, they will participate in the class, they will do everything, but when time for tests, they choke. It doesn't mean they don't know the subject matter. They know it. But here's the point I want to make to all the panelists. Buckeye is a cool leader. And we're not going to judge him for the 100 days. And myself, I'm critical. But that's not going to determine for the rest of a tenure for another 6 years or for the next 6 years to come. It's just to set a precedent. Here's my vision to the Liberian people. We got asset. We got agriculture, tourism, education, the whole 9 yards. You see, when you are a leader, you have to look, what would be my legacy? Doesn't matter, you just said it.
Yep.
40 years ago or 40 years ago, when Torwa, almost 1972 or 73, when Torwa was in power, he went to the Ministry of Education. Not only the Ministry of Education. People used to go to West Lake. And Torwa said, you know what, from now on, everybody have to be to work. 8 o'clock, if you're not to work at 8 o'clock, guess what? You are out. My father from Biyendoru told Hammer. And when Torwa came, he said, you know what, Hammer is over. They used to pull Kitty on your foot. I don't know whether you know it, but Mr. Towa know it. They did pull you saying his son. They put out and press your foot to pay that foot out.
If you didn't pay your hot tax and your head tax.
Yeah.
And when Torwa came and said, you know what, it is over. It is time for Mr. Buckeye, the Excellency, to set a tune. To set a tune. This is where I want my government to go. This is where I want Liberia to go when I leave office tomorrow. Because, you see, Liberian people overwhelmed, elected Mr. Buckeye because of his generosity or because of his long service, because of his experience. And Liberian people thought and say, you know what? CDC government, we don't need you. We need somebody that's knowledgeable, somebody who has an experience that will take us out of the mess. So it's about time, Your Excellency, to sit and say the people give me the mandate and take that mandate, like the old football player can say, take the football and run with it. Carry as far as you can see, so that tomorrow when you leave Liberia, Liberia will say yes. We're in a mess. When Mr. Boakai came, Excellency, this is what he achieved. I will pause. I know we'll have more time to talk, but I know we gotta go. Thank you.
Thank you, Jared. Mr. Josh,
Yeah.
give us your closing so
Yeah,
we
let
can
me
get
just say
out here
this.
as well.
For me, I have said it. I want to see Joseph Boakai 1 year government because there are so many moving parts to this thing here. I just feel that Honorable Boakai have not settled yet. He's still trying to look at people. So, and one time, because I had a conference with Mali one time. So many people Boakai did not know them. Just based on recommendation and things, you bring them in. So you're trying to acquaint yourself with these people. And I would say 1 year after, then I'll see now I can say, oh, Boakai, I think this is the same old song we're singing. But for right now, no. I believe myself that he's someone who can make decisions. But I think he want to get these people a breathing room. He want to get some breathing room because someone said, oh, we have the man. Let's until the man move the man. Look at the guy at the Social Security, Juka. And let's do a press conference over there. The man is taking Social Security, I mean, Silver Star into a different direction. Silver Star into a different direction. Tomorrow, this guy said he will be unveiling a plan of action that Boakai, the international community, will be present. The Minister of Agriculture, today I listened to the guy from the EPA, laying out things that he's now passing his blueprint.
Hey, don't just say the guy from EPA. That's my vice presidential candidate.
That's Yagbawo.
Thank you.
That's the Yagbawo. Tell him
so you got to emphasize on that one.
Yeah, that's the Yagbawo. My man, I want me no forfeit. My son over there, so I want me no forfeit.
How come you start proud between two of you?
No, but Joe, you can't say that. That the Jabba is in office unlawfully. They force
No.
The Supreme Court ruling in favor. Supreme Court ruling in favor.
Policy, go and read the policy.
You see, the Supreme Court is causing trouble in our country.
No, but Mali.
But we'll go into that later on.
Yeah,
that's another discussion.
The State Department report is there.
Okay.
So for me, that's why I said I'm holding on you to see Honorable Boakai because right now, 3 months I can't judge anybody. I will not be fair because this man just he's still putting government cabinet together, people together. Yeah. So me, I hold my back. I know there are some missteps, but the thing is, maybe 6 months time he will recognize that and say, hey, you know what, man, Jeremy, I'm not the captain in this place. I'm controlling the boat or the ship here. If you can't make it, then find a way. So I want to give him that time. That's just what I was saying for me. So these people who sedition who are all running with 90 to 18 years, what they joy we are doing? They joy we are in the policy.
I don't listen to sedition. But one of the things that I want to say also about Jawaro is this. I think this young man recognized that his name has a historical context to Liberia. And so when he came on, I think one of the things being a high-head man, I think he when he was growing up, he used to have a lot of fight and most likely beating a lot of kids his age. Because if he was being beaten, he would be bitter. But what did he say today? He told Stanton, he said, I was just going to tell you, say, Jabaro, who gave you? I said, when I go somewhere, I introduce myself, Jabaro, then the next thing I said, who gave you gone? Which was very, very funny. I thought it was, but that's a very smart person. What I want to say before I close, though, is that this 100 day, of course, is anyone when the 100 days started here. Some of us are making fun. Like I said here, from the 100 days, I said the very first thing I said was that in 100 days, no car gonna get stuck because it's gonna be summertime. So if it's summertime, no mud. But what are expecting these people to do? To say, look, these are the deliverable that can be achieved even in 100 days. But we are not able to get there, but we're getting there. And explain to the people the process of getting there. Because when you do that, you bring the people on board with you. Once you have Liberians to understand that you are approaching to solving their problems, knowing what they're coming from George Weah administration that is completely useless.
Oh,
knowing, yeah, I say so. Breakable and let the other people listen. I don't care. I say so. Completely useless.
the boss, he's to the airport.
However, if President Bakar does not try to fix it, and you have President Weah have some tangible, as Malik stated earlier, where President Weah, you can say, he can come out and say, I build this. Whether you like it or not, and start building and start telling you things he built, whether being Monroe or anywhere else, then you have a serious issue. But I'm not that much concerned either, just like every one of you. I think the 100 days is fine, but the real Bakar administration is yet to come. All of those Pupu Plantoon that rushing buying jobs, they will all be removed. Because in like just say, if in 100 days, in 1 year, you're not able to produce, we will know. My mom used to tell me, say, you're way in you can't hold it for long. When you go somewhere, you take the funnel, the funnel people can find the rest. Yeah. When you go somewhere, you take a bad behavior and put it underneath the funnel. It's just a matter of time before the older say, I want my funnel, I gotta go find my right. Your behavior gonna be shown. Nothing you can do but be yourself. And those who are unable to produce, but because of some kinds of family linkages and friends and all that friendship and all that kind of stuff, political activities, because you ran the political affair for the president or the vice president, and they put you in your place and you're not producing, President Bakar will remove you. I don't think he's the kind of person that will want to sugarcoat anything. If you're not performing, you're going to be removed. So I think the real people that will fix that country under President Bakar administration are yet to come. And they are here. They are here. Many of them will say, oh, right now, I say, I don't want to go anywhere. But when the time comes, the inept people are start behaving the way, and those people themselves will get back. It's okay. What you want me to do? So I want to say thanks to all of you. It's a wonderful show. We'll do it again tomorrow.
Be taking over Bela Yala when they remove the other people.
Yeah. Oh, but Evan Joe will taking over there. Evan Joe will be the policeman. I don't want to talk plenty.
Ellie Johnson bought Bela Yala though.
No, Mario open up Bela Yala. You're real people.
Pull it back. Man can't talk. Jared. Man can't talk. Oh, you're not end the show. Man can't talk. All
right.
Go to build that place. People make fun. You see, you can't. You make fun. You work to feed yourself.
No, but even the great United States, they didn't get better, but they got federal pricing. That's
of
one
course.
of the things. Eh?
You go there, you're going to work. We're going to pay money for you to work. Get them.
They got federal pricing. So that's
you got Dr. Jones, who most likely will be an educator, but because of capital punishment, he will now go into the pressing business to be able to rehabilitate those people. With Emma George being the pressing superintendent, and you have these two people running a pressing.
Every power guy, the money got to draw 1 mile. Power guy, the money got to draw 2 miles. 1 mile to go, 1 mile to come.
Dr. June said that's the way to rehabilitate people.
Of course, you got to keep it. You got to be fit.
No, but Patrol.
The sharing taxi, what do they put it on the tank?
Yeah.
Don't forget now.
Yeah.
There are certain illnesses require certain medication.
There we go.
I'm done.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.
That raw alcohol when they say don't go play football.
I'm done.
Well, your matter, your pastor don't go play football.
That
raw alcohol they put to brain.
Okay, guys. Thank you.
All right,
thank you. We'll say good night to all of you.
Okay. Good night.
Okay. Again, folks, Samson to Labra Pablo. I want to say thank all of you. We appreciate it. And yeah, again, it's the group. That's Sister Goya, Terry Collins, the Liberal Progressive, and Mr. Amos George. Look at this other one. That's Sister Goya, that's Terry Collins, Mr. Amos George in the center, and the Liberal Progressive outside. No. We're not going to have that. And we have to change it. So we brought in this one. I will put the picture together. The way we were moving Amos George, you can see all our hands telling him to move that way. No, but I really enjoy this group. I really do enjoy it. But I want to say thanks to all of the friends, family members that were able to be at the burial funeral service for our brother. We appreciate all of you. Thank you very much. Again, this is Samson to Labra Pub Radio. I'm going to say good night to all of you. Let's meet again tomorrow night. Most importantly, let's continue to pray for one another. It's important that we pray for one another because nothing is guaranteed except what God gave us. With that, I'll say good night to all of you. Spend a wonderful, wonderful evening. Good night, folks.
Yeah,